Assalamualaikum, and my name is Fajlin Moira, and today I will be presenting the introductions of polymers. So polymers are large organic molecules composed of repeating units called monomers that are covalently bonded together.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning everyone. My name is Nofarisha Alia. Today I'll be presenting about three main types of polymers. The first one is natural polymers, semi-synthetic and synthetic polymers. Polymers are large molecules made up of repeating units called monomers. We use them every day in clothes, packaging, furniture, and even in our bodies. So let's start with natural polymers. These are polymers that are found in nature made by living organisms. Some key examples include cellulose, found in plant cell walls, starch present in food like rice and potatoes, protein which make up muscle and enzyme, natural rubbers from latex of rubber trees. These polymers are biodegradable, renewable, and generally environmentally friendly. Next, we have semi-synthetic polymers. These are made by chemically modifying natural polymers to improve their properties. For example, rayon, made from cellulose and used in textiles. Cellulose acetate, used in film and eyewear. They combine the eco-friendly line of natural polymers with improved strength or flexibility. Now, onto synthetic polymers. These are entirely man-made, usually from petroleum-based chemical through a process called polymerization. Examples include polyethylene used in plastic bag, PVC used in pipes and cables, polystyrene used in packaging and cups, nylon used in fabric and ropes. These polymers are strong, cheap to produce, and highly customizable, but they are often not biodegradable, which raise environmental concerns. Here's the quick comparison. Natural polymers found in nature, biodegradable. Example, cellulose and protein. Semi-synthetic polymers, modified nature sources. Example, rayon. Synthetic polymers, fully man-made, durable but not eco-friendly. For example, plastic. Each type has its strength and weakness depending on the application. In conclusion, polymers, whether natural, semi-synthetic, or synthetic polymers, play a crucial role in modern life. But as we move forward, it's important to focus on sustainability and look for alternatives that reduce environmental impact.
Classification based on monomer. Based on monomer, polymer can be classified as homomer and heteropolymer. In homomer, only single type of monomer units are present. An example is polyethylene. Polyethylene or polythene is the most commonly produced plastic. It is a polymer primarily used for packaging. An example, plastic bag, plastic films, including bottles and jars. Heteropolymer or copolymer. Contrary to homomer, heteropolymer are of different types of monomer units. An example is nylon 626. Nylon 626 is made of two monomers, each containing 6 carbon atoms, hexamethylene, diamine, and adipic acid.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ainul Mardia, and now I will present to you guys about classification of polymers by mode of formation. For the first one, addition polymers, which is chain crude polymers. For the formation method, through addition, polymerization, successive addition of monomer units without the formation of byproducts. For the monomers, typically contain double or triple bonds, and for the reaction type, which is free radical and cationic. For the example, polyethylene and polypropylene. So for the second one is condensation polymers, which is step growth polymers. For the formation method, through condensation polymerization involves a stepwise reaction between bi or polyfunctional monomers with the elimination of small molecules like water or HCl. So for the monomers, which is contain some functional groups, and then for the reaction type is condensation reaction. For the example is nylon and polyester. Polymers can be classified by application into the following main categories. So for the first one, which is plastic polymers, for the use is manufacturing of containers, bottles, pipes, toys, and household goods. So for the properties is lightweight, moldable, and durable. For the example is polyethylene and polypropylene. And then for the second one is fiber polymers. The use is textile and clothing industry, and also ropes, carpets. Properties is high tensile strength, flexibility, resistant to wear, and for the example is nylon and polyester. The third one is elastomers. The use is tires, seals, gasket, footwear, and shock absorbers. For the properties, elastic, stretchable, returns to original shape after deformation. For the example is natural rubber. And then adhesive and coating polymers. The use is glues, varnish, paints, and surface coatings. The properties is sticky, strong adhesion, resistant to moisture and chemicals. For the example, which is explosive resins and polyurethanes. After that, conducting polymers. The use is electronic, sensors, anti-static coatings, and batteries. For the properties is conduct electricity, flexible, and also lightweight. For the example is polyaniline. And the last one is biodegradable and biomedical polymers. The use is surgical sutures, drug delivery system, implants, and tissue engineering. The properties is biocompatible and also sometimes biodegradable. For the example is polylactic acid and polycaprolactam. Then classification of polymers by physical properties. For the first one is thermoplastic. This polymer that soften when heating and harden when cooling. This process is reversible. For the properties is this can be reshaped and remolded, flexible and ductile, and also soluble in organic solvents. For the example, which is polyethylene and polypropylene. Next, for the second one, which is thermosetting polymers, or what we call thermosets. These polymers that harden permanently after being heat once, and then they cannot be remelted. For the properties, which is rigid and brittle, high thermal and chemical resistant, and also insoluble and invisible. For the example is bakelite and explosive resin. After that, for the third one is elastomers. This elastomer, which is the polymers that can be stretched and return to their original shape when the force is released. For the properties is highly elastic, soft and deformable, and also moderate strength. For the example, natural rubber and neoprene. Then we have fibers. The fiber is the polymer that have strong intermolecular forces that can be drawn into long threads. For the properties is high tensile strength, crystalline structure, and used in textiles and also industrial fabrics. For the example, nylon and polyester. After that is plasticized polymers. These polymers are modified by the addition of plasticize to make them softer and more flexible. For the properties is soft and flexible, lower glass transition temperature, and also often transparent and more workable. For the example is plasticide PVC that used in hose, cable insulation, and also flexible films. That's all from me. Thank you.
Last but not least, the classification of polymers is by tacticity. The head-to-tail configuration in which the functional groups are all deposited on the same side of chain is called isotactic polymers. If the deposition of side group is in alternating fashion, it is called syntactic polymers. If the depositions of side groups are at random around the main, it is called atactic polymers. That's all for me, thank you.
Next, I will be explaining about thermoplastic polymers, which are classified by their thermal responses. Thermoplastic polymers are materials that can be easily molded into desired shape when heated, and they become hard again when cooled at room temperature. Some common examples include PE, PVC, PS, and PP. This polymer can have linear or branched chain structures. Key characteristics of polymer. Next, I will be explaining about thermoplastic polymers, which are classified by their thermal responses. Thermoplastic polymers are materials that can be easily molded into desired shape when heated, and they become hard again when cooled at room temperature. Some common examples include PE, PVC, PS, and PP. This polymer can have linear or branched chain structures. Key characteristics thermoplastic are: the first one is they are soft and hard when hot, hard when cold, and the third one is they can be reheated and reshaped multiple times, making them recyclable and reusable. Everyday examples include plastic bags and PVC pipes. Now, I will talk about thermosetting polymer. Unlike thermoplastic, thermosetting polymer become hard and invisible when heated. This means once they are set or harder, they cannot be soft again by reheating. Even under pressure or heat, this material do not melt to get reshaped. They cannot be remolded after the initial forming process. This is because they are cross-legged structures, make them strong, rigid, and heat-resistant, but also non-reusable. A common example of a thermosetting polymer is bakelite, which is often used in electrical insulator and kitchenware handles due in heat resistance. Other than that, I will explain about linear polymers, which are classified by their structures. In linear polymer, the monomers are joined together to form long and straight chains. These chains are known side branches. Because the chains are closely pickled together by their polymer usually have high density strength, and high melting point. Common examples of linear polymer include HDPE, high density polyliner, and nolans. Next, branched polymer. This polymer have long straight chain with different side branch and textures of them. Because of the branch, the molecules are not packed closely, so they have low density strength, and low melting point. Examples of branch polymer are LPE, low density polymer lining, and LLDPE, linear low density polymer lining. The last one from me is in cross-linked polymer. The monomer units are connection in a three-dimensional network. These connections are called cross-linked. Because of the strong network structure, these polymers are usually hard, fragile, and brittle. Examples of cross-linked polymer include bakelite, melamine, formaldehyde, and vulcanized rubber. These materials are often used when strength and heat resistance are needed. The last one from me is cross-linked polymer. The monomer units are connected in a three-dimensional network. The connections are called cross-links. Because of the strong network structure, these polymers are usually hard, rigid, and brittle. Examples of cross-linked polymer include bakelite, melamine, formaldehyde resins, and vulcanized rubber. These materials are often used when strength and heat resistance are needed. Thank you.